Hi everyone. We're going to work on our whimsical trees. You are going to need a dark blue, light blue, a yellow, a light green, a dark green, some white, a touch of red, and I think that's it. So, usually I start with our big background first, but we are going to start with the stars first. So, you have a big star up here, up at the top. And this yellow may take a couple of coats to really cover up any pencil marks that are on there. So you might have to let it dry and come back to it to put a second coat on. Or you could always add some white to it and that'll help. So let's start with our stars first. And remember, if at any point in time in this video I'm going too fast, you just pause it and get caught up. There's plenty of stars, so let's get those stars done. I didn't put very many stars on mine because I am going to kind of go through the video and then let you work at your own pace. And it's just kind of show you what you need to be doing. And I was thinking, if you wanted to on your tree, always add a little bit of glitter, make it super fancy. However you want to do it. Okay, so I've got my stars. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go over to our light blue, and I'm going to start this light blue here in the center. So I'm going to get real close to my stars, outline those pretty good. Get my light blue going. Curve it around my tree. It's okay if you go over it just a little bit, because we will paint over it with our main colors. It's always good to get that background in first. There we go. I'm not going to worry too much about my stars, but I want you to worry about your stars. I'm just doing an example painting, but your painting is special, so you take all the time you need. I want you to sit back and enjoy it, take a little break from all the hectic things that can happen around Christmas. I want you to just have some nice downtime. And what's happening here is I'm really focusing on the center of my painting because we're going to do something a little different. So I'm not taking this light blue all the way out to the edges. I'm just kind of keeping it concentrated here towards the center, because we are going to add that dark blue in a special way. Because even though the sky looks like it's all one color, rarely is it just one color. Okay. I think that'll do it for mine. Okay, So now we're gonna go into our darker blue, and I'm not even gonna rinse my brush. I'm gonna go straight into this dark blue. And we're gonna start putting it on the outsides, and we're gonna bring it into our light blue. Let it kind of get mixed in a little bit. And this dark blue will go a long way. There we go. Kind of get it to mix in with your light blue a little bit, and we'll get even more mixed in a minute. We're gonna just get it started right now. Bring it down a little bit into your light blue. Get in real close to your stars. Take your time around your stars. Just keep working your way around the top with your dark blue. Start to mix it in a little bit with your light blue. There we go. Remember, be careful around your stars. Start to mix it into your blue a little bit. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back into my light blue, not rinsing my brush, and I'm going to start kind of working it around in some of these smaller parts and kind of start to swirl it around a little bit so it's blending in a bit. You can blend it in as much as you want, and it does best whenever it's nice and wet. And there's no wrong way to blend, but what I like to do is follow the curves of things. And if you want to add more dark, add more dark. Add more light if you want more light. But I like to follow the curves. So my tree limbs are curving up that way. I'm going to go up that way. Just like that. Just going to follow the curves of things. Curve it around my stars. Need to bring in some of this blue. I'm just going to kind of smudge it all in here, and then I'll take some more light blue and swirl it around, blend it in really well. There we go. Okay. I'm going to add a little bit more down here. Just like that. Okay. I think I got it the way I want it. Okay. nice and colorful. All right, let's do our snowbanks. So we're gonna need our white, and it's really that simple. Just throw your white on there. It's okay if you have a little bit of blue in your brush like I do, because we're gonna add more blue. So just get your white on there. There we go. There. It's okay if you go over your tree trunks or something. The white is really easy to cover up once it dries a little bit. Okay. And remember, take your time. Just because I'm going fast doesn't mean you need to go fast. I'm doing it because that way it's a little bit more easy for you to stop and start the video when you need to. Okay, so I've got my snow on here. Let's go back to our light blue. And what we're gonna do is we're just gonna go over the top and blend it into our white. Just like that. Okay. So we're gonna let that dry a little bit. Now let's go into our light green. All right, so we're gonna take our light green and let's start on these bigger branches. And you might have to wait for your blue to dry a little bit. But for the sake of videoing, I'm gonna keep on working, even though my blue is wet. And it's gonna blend a little bit. Why don't you take a break, go have some hot cocoa, hang out with your friends, maybe find some cool things you can glue to your canvas to make your tree even more festive. You got some like little gold stars, some glitter, whatever you want. And this green is really thick. I actually kind of like it with some of this blue in here. Do your best just to follow along these curves. Make it super whimsical. You know how much I love my whimsical. Get the very tip top. There we go. All right, there's my bright green tree. Let's do our dark green tree. All right. I think I'm going to start this one up here at the top. It's going to be hard to see because it is very dark. And the sky that I painted over here is really dark. So you're just gonna have to trust me. Okay. And again, you might have to wait for some of this to dry a little bit before you get going, and that is okay. I'm sure you can find yourself a little activity to do, whether that be going outside because the day is pretty. I think next week it's supposed to be less pretty. Go wrap some presents. That's my favorite thing to do. I love wrapping presents. There we go. This is a very fun, whimsical tree. All right. And I had drawn mine really close to each other. So this tree is behind this tree. So I'm going to be real careful around those branches. There we go. Okay. There we go. Almost done. Sorry, I got a little carried away in that tree branch there. It's easy to do sometimes with art. Kind of get in the zone and forget where you're at, which is the best. Okay, got my 2 trees, got some stars. Now we need the trunk. Oh, forgot to put my brown out. All right, I need just a touch of brown for my tree trunks. Okay. And all that is a straight line down. Just like that. Okay. There we go. All right. Now, these trees have some decorations on them. So I'm going to take my yellow and I'm just going to make dots. I'm not going to swirl it around or anything. I'm going to get a good chunk of paint on my brush and I'm just going to dot it on here. And just wherever I see fit. See it a little better on the darker tree. Okay, there's my yellow. Let's do some red. Get a good amount on there. Just dot it. Okay, got plenty of reds on there. Let's do a little bit of blue. And this blue will probably really only show up on this bright green tree. And again, if you can think of anything fun you could glue on here, even throw some glitter on it. Christmas is a great time to pull out the glitter. All right. You have some whimsical Christmas trees. I hope you have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. See you later.